Hey everyone, welcome to Snatch Chat, where I'm here to help you lose fat but not your mind. I am Tiffany, certified personal trainer, nutrition specialist, and your body snatcher. And today we will be talking about the 3 tools that will help you with your caloric deficit. So I did do a video last week or last time about what are the 3 main things you really need to understand about caloric deficit and will make your life a lot easier. And today I am actually going into the tools that will help you reach it. Okay, so before we get into that though, make sure you do get the workouts that I put in the description. So it's 3 workouts, full length. I'll do the workout with you. It is a, burn calories kind of method. So working out is on the burning calorie side, and we'll be talking about that as well as the, nutritional calorie side today as well. So the guide is just a way to, get some activity going, and I also sprinkle in a few mentality and nutrition tips as well. So make sure you get that, and also do not forget to subscribe and press like on the channel. Okay, so yeah. And also, just like I always say, I like to remind everyone this is a chat. It's nice and informal. Have my notes in front of me. I'm going to go through 3 points like I always do, and we will keep it moving. Okay, so all right, let's get into it. The very first tool that I have is actually a game changer, and one of the ones that should be your first purchase probably, because it's under $20 and it's going to make a big difference in your life, and that is the food scale. Okay, so the one I have is amazing. It measures in grams and, ounces. You can flip it. You can do whatever you want. I will link that one in my description as well. It's a really good food scale, and I think I spent like 16, 17 bucks on it, and it really does change everything, because the truth of the matter is people always say that they don't eat much or they eat a little bit, and I get that a lot, but it doesn't matter like what you think you're doing. The fact of the matter is, if you are not losing weight, you are not eating in a caloric deficit, which means you are eating more calories than you're burning, or you're right at the same level. And in order to lose weight, you're going to either have to eat less calories or burn more. So the food scale tells you your portions, okay? And what you will find is when you get a food scale, you will be shocked in the beginning how little portioned how small things are, and like how the portion sizes don't really match up with what you think. And that will be the second point, actually. I mean, not to give it away, but we'll be talking about food labels. But the truth of the matter is, like, most people do not know how much they are eating. And that is one of the biggest causes of, not being in a deficit. So the food scale is a game changer because you learn your food. And the other good thing about this is, last week I was talking about being an intuitive eater, and how most people can't just, figure out calories on their own. The one good thing about the food scale is that because we are creatures of habit, eventually you will have a better idea what your favorite foods contain as far as calories go. So you'll have a better understanding how many you're putting in your body, and you can kind of, base what you're going to eat around your faves and all of that. So definitely get a food scale. It is a game changer, under 20 bucks. One of the first things you should get, because once you realize your portion sizes and how much you're eating with things, that's when everything gets easier. Okay. And so that brings me to point number 2, which I said, was related, and that's food labels. And I actually put a note that the food label and the food scale are BFFs, because they really are. They work together perfectly, and they are what will be responsible for you logging your calories correctly once you decide to do that. And like I said before, logging your calories is something that you should definitely do, especially in the beginning of your journey. And you should also do it if you are struggling with the weight loss, because it means that you're not burning enough calories. So together, they really work amazingly together. And what I want to say about the food labels is, on that side, you will be surprised how small the portion sizes are on food labels. So a lot of times what is listed as one serving is a lot less than most people will eat. And that definitely applies to processed foods most. So you'll find like an ounce of potato chips is the, standard size. And a lot of the chips will put in parentheses like 9 chips. Who eats 9 potato chips? Do you eat 9 potato chips when you're not counting the potato chips? Nobody eats 9 potato chips. So an ounce of potato chips is 150 calories. Most people are going to eat 2 to 3 times as much. So you're looking at 300 to 450 calories, right? So little stuff like that is where people are confused and where the deception is going on. Okay. And it is a self-deception because you think it's not, ill-willed or anything, but you think you're eating less than you are when you're really not. Okay. And I just want to remind you, in the end, it doesn't matter how you feel or what you think you're eating. It really is all about data and numbers. Okay, so food labels, you should be paying attention to them all the time. You should be reading them. You should be learning portion sizes. And then when you put it into conjunction with the food scale, amazing things happen because you start getting some answers. Okay, so that is point number 2. Okay. So those 2 are the nutrition tips. So those 2 are strictly related to actually eating and how much you take in. So now we're going to talk about the output, which is the burning of calories. And that is where an activity tracker comes in. Okay. So something that will tell you how many calories you're burning. All right. I use Fitbit, so I am a big fan of Fitbit. No, they're not sponsoring me or nothing. I wish. I mean, I can't wait to get some checks. Okay. Look, Fitbit, if you want to holler, please pay me because I'm always talking about y'all. Okay. But anyways, so Fitbit is amazing because it does all of it for you. And I've told this story several times, but most people don't know, like a few years ago, I was 15 pounds heavier than I am right now. Okay. And my lovely fiance, okay, he bought me a Fitbit for Christmas in 2017. And I didn't really, ask for one, but I made it clear that I did want to kind of like start losing weight. And I started on my journey again. And he bought me one. And let me just tell you, as soon as I got that Fitbit, that weight started dropping like it was nobody's business because I had all the data there and it was a slap in my face what was really happening. And one of the biggest indicators is the burning of the calories and how inactive you are. So yeah, so this is basically where it all works together, and Fitbit actually will, tell you, it actually shows you when you're in deficit. So it is, if you log your food in their actual, calorie counter, it will show you every day when you're in a deficit or not, if you have a weight loss goal. So that's the amazing thing about paying to play. So that's one of those instances where, yeah, you're going to invest $100 or so, but you do it one time. I've had the same Fitbit for 3 years now. It's 2020. I got this in 2017. So it's still doing a good job. So, you invest once and you're good. So that's a pay to play kind of thing, but there are ways to do it on your own. So, you can get like a cheaper heart rate monitor or just something that kind of gives you an idea if you don't want to actually invest in something that's actually going to be on your wrist and actually track how many calories you're burning. But I will say that a lot, and you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it real. Like sometimes you just have to decide that things are a priority and you have to just decide that you're willing to spend the money on it. And I think this is one of those cases where you really should. So you should forego, okay, a couple weeks of your favorite restaurant, or, save up for it, or not buy a couple outfits, or, I will never dare tell us to not get our hair done, but you can definitely find something else or whatever. Maybe could forego a little bit of makeup or whatever, just to get the Fitbit or the smartwatch or the tracker. Okay. And I'm just going to keep it real because in the end, we spend money on things that we prioritize. So, and your weight loss journey will get better. Okay, it will. Let me see if I have any other points about this. No, basically, this is just what I said. Burn and intake. You want to know together. So, as I mentioned before as well, you have to burn 3,500 calories, okay, to lose 1 pound. So what that means is you have to have a deficit of about 500 a day to lose 1 pound a week. So what having an activity tracker and tracking and logging your food will do is you will know the difference, right? So if your thing is telling you that you're burning 2,200 calories a day, one day, and you eat 1,700 calories that day, then you are in a deficit. You're right on track for that deficit. If the next day you burn 1,800 calories and you eat 1,700 calories, well, now you only had a 100 deficit. You're still on pace to lose weight because there's a deficit at all, but you are not on pace to lose a pound a week. So what I always advise is that you look at weeks at a time. So you say, my goal is to burn this many calories this week, and you can just look every day on your tracker and see how far you are, and you have a goal for eating. So that way, by the end of the week, you have reached your amount of calories that you have burned, and you have eaten the calories that you have set for yourself every day. And then that way, every week you will be losing weight. Now, sometimes it will fluctuate on the scale and it won't reflect that. Now I'm just kind of blabbering, but this is really important stuff. And people really can't grasp a lot of this stuff. So I'm kind of going a little off cuff here, but I am going to stop soon. But I just want to say how you should like approach it. So you look at the averages and weight fluctuates. So you keep logging once or twice a week your weight. And the other thing about Fitbit is you look at the graph of your weight when you're logging it. And what you should see is that it should be going down, but it might look like this, like overall. So when you look at it like that, it's going to look like you're not making any progress. But when you see the actual graph, it should be like dipping down. So that's how you should approach it. I'll probably do videos like explaining this stuff more because it's like I feel that there is a need for people to really understand the caloric deficit thing, and that we're getting so wrapped up in so many other things that just are not as important. So I will definitely do more, but tell me if there's anything you want me to approach in particular, okay, about caloric deficit. I would love to know any insights, comments below. Let me know what you want to hear about, okay? As far as, anything fitness related. Actually, it doesn't have to be just calories, but let me know what you think, okay? So yeah, I have gotten into it. So the action of the day, that I like to always end with an applicable action, is to invest in the tracker and the food scale, okay? Or at least the food scale to start. If you need to save up for the tracker, do that. But definitely get a food scale. It's less than 20 bucks and you will have it forever. You have to change the battery and stuff. Like I said, I will link the one I have in the bio. A lot of my clients use it. They love it. It comes with a bowl and all this other stuff that you can kind of, use it for all kinds of different stuff. So it's a great scale. So I will link that, but you should invest in that first if you can't do both. And I'll put my Fitbit too. I have the Fitbit 2. I forgot the name of it, but they're on 3 now. I think it's the Charger 2. Well, whatever it's called, but they're on 3 now. So I still have the old one, but I will link to the Fitbit because it is really amazing and they have a million models. So anywho, but that is it for today. So just to recap, 3 tools for caloric deficit. 1 is the food scale, which is the game changer. Number 1. 2 is completely free, is food labels. So every time you buy some food, the food label is right there. So you should be looking at that all the time. Every single thing you put in your mouth, every time you buy something, even when you're shopping, you should be looking at the at the food label before you buy it, because you can compare it to something else that's less calories. That's another little hidden gem right there. Okay. And then number 3 is the calorie and activity tracker, which is the big game changer. It definitely was for me, helped me lose my 15 pounds or whatever. And it just, all 3 of them work together magically. It's amazing. So if you're looking for a real solid plan to lose weight, those are your insights. Okay. Other than that, I am a coach. So if you need some extra help, you can always check out any of my links. Follow me on Instagram, see, what I'm about, all that good stuff. And reach out if you have any questions about anything. Get your 3 workouts. Get your 3 workouts. That's a good way to burn some calories. My workouts are really good, so go for it. And then other than that, subscribe. And I think we made it through. I think I made it in under 15 minutes, which is kind of what I was going for. So hopefully I did. I don't know. I have my clock in front of me, but I can't remember where I started. But I think it says 16 or 17 minutes, but don't quote me. Anyways. All right, that's it for today. So do all the things I said. Subscribe, get the workouts, buy the stuff. Understand calories are what matters, and go check out that other video if you did not see it before, because it has some really, really good stuff in there. Okay. So other than that, take care of yourself, eat well, be safe with all that's going on in the world right now, and I will see you next time.